Yo guys, what's good? Welcome back to another video. Today we are here at Karun's Karting Carnival at Whilton Mill, joined by my teammates Olivier and Louis. We're about to go out for practice quali now. Let's see how we get on. As I mentioned in the intro, we are here at Karun Chandhok's annual Karting Carnival to raise money for his parents' charity in India. And the format for this event is a 30-minute qualifying, 60-minute heat race with the top 12 from each group progressing to the final to make 24 finalist teams, and a 45-minute final with each race having 3 mandatory pit stops and roughly a minimum driver time of 12 minutes. In qualifying, we had a shockingly slow car, which meant we only managed to qualify P10, so still inside the promotion zone, but nothing was set in place yet. So let's see how the heat race went. Here we go then, green lights and we are underway. Great initial reaction and launch, not a great second phase, which neutralizes my speed advantage. Super cold tyres through turn 1 and 2 as I slide wide onto the back straight. And you can see there's a little gap in front already. Into Christmas corner, I get dove up the inside by one car and another car spun on the outside, so net gain of 0, so all good for now. Still continuing on the way. We have a long way to go in this race as I cover off any potential move from behind into Ashby. But the most important thing is to be facing the right direction, because endurance racing is all about keeping it consistent, keeping it facing the right way, and keeping out of trouble. So, as that car rear overtook me, slides wide through Osiers, I managed to reclaim the position for free. Through Wilkins on lap 2, we've got this group of 4 battling ahead, and as we go through Osiers, Guy in kart 32 goes for the move up the inside, doesn't really work. I go to the outside, then switch to the inside as that becomes available, and go up the inside of the guy in the yellow suit, but he holds it around the outside, but I perform a lovely double switchback on these two. But as the corner then switches to his advantage, one kart slips through, I overtake one kart, so that's a net gain of 1 on this second lap. Now, as we had the same kart in this heat race as we did in quali, it was extremely sluggish and the motor was not great, but as well, I wasn't driving the best. I was pretty rusty this day, so we've been gapped by the group of karts ahead, and now we're under pressure from the teams behind. Right, so as we come onto the main straight, yellow flag's out through turn 1, and so I slow down, and he clearly does not, as he pulls a huge gap to me. Let me know in the comments down below if I slow down too much or he didn't slow down enough. But we see the slow moving car up to Christmas, and I know that I need to minimize time loss, and this is the best way to do it. Beautiful dive bomb at Christmas corner. And yeah, the rest of my stint was pretty boring, nothing happened, and wasn't the best pace from me, to be honest.
A few minutes later.
So I get the pit board from my team and bring it in the next lap. Let's see how my pit stop went. So with the first stint of the race done, handed over to Olivier and then to Louis after, who both had mega pace, getting us up to P7, but unfortunately we got spun out later in the race and black flagged, which meant we finished P11, just scraping through into the final. Starting P21 in the final then, Olivier drove our first stint in which he went from P21 to P5 in just 10 minutes, which is amazing. So his Whilton experience definitely paid off. The kart was rapid this race as well. Now I'm taking over from Louis, who got us up another position to P4. The podium was in reach. Pressure was definitely on for my stint now. Firing out of the pit lane, immediately you can hear and see how much better this kart performed, and maybe I was a bit too excited knowing this. And into Ashby, I get a huge snap of oversteer. But now the chase is on. 2 karts in front, around 5 seconds ahead. And now let's see just how quickly I can close down this gap. Now this is where my stint gets interesting. Because Whilton is so bumpy, my helmet was literally pushing my balaclava down my face over every bump until the point where it was completely blocking my sight. Approaching a back marker with half vision then, I had a decision to make whether to hold position and fix the issue, or send it and fix it later. Being part of a team meant my decisions influenced our result, so I continued pushing on. Second beautiful dive bomb of this video, I wasn't going to let anything slow down our progress. That was until I was driving completely blind. Now this was pretty scary as they are the fastest corners on the track, and I was only using limited muscle memory to navigate. This was huge for us as we were so close to the podium, and now this was losing us tons of time, and you can see that by how big the gap was getting to the kart in front, even though my pace was way stronger. A few laps later, I do catch back up, now looking for a way past. Out of turn 2, he covers the inside well. So up to Christmas, I thought I was him, and I tried to do a bishop move round the outside, which was obviously unsuccessful because I'm not that guy. Until fortunately, he pitted and I was once again released to put in some good laps before the end of my stint. And here's how my final pit stop went. Okay guys, we're currently sitting P4, sorry. Started P21, Olivier made up 16 positions in the first stint up to P5.
Louis went out, made another position up to P4. I held P4 during my stint. Unfortunately, my balaclava kept coming down into my face because the track is so bumpy. My helmet was just pushing the balaclava down, so I didn't actually get any clean laps in where I could see. So that was a bit annoying, but I still was in the 58 seconds. Olivier's out for the final stint now. We're in P4, but we're pretty sure that the mandatory pit stops is 3, and the top 3 have only made 2 pit stops, and we've got about 5 minutes left. So we're not sure what's going on, whether we're technically in the lead or if they don't have to make a pit stop. But either way, that's what we were told, so that's what we followed.
Yeah, so about that, we misinterpreted the rules and thought each driver stint had to be a set length of the time, but it was actually their total time across the race. So the teams ahead of us made a third pit stop in the final 5 minutes, with their last driver having already done the required time, so they could effectively do 1 lap at the end and abide by the rules. Can we also acknowledge this horror camera angle?
And so we've done 3 stops, and pace is looking really strong at the moment, so just fingers crossed now. Olivier's going to bring it home. Super experienced around Whilton, so no doubt about that, and we'll see what the result is.
In the end, finished in P4, still a crazy result, up from P21. Thanks to Karun and his team for organising this event. It was great fun, and we'll be back next year for that win. If you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe and comment under this video whether you enjoyed it and what sort of content you want to see soon. And I'll see you in the next one.